फलपुष्प समित्कुशान् ददर्श कामिनं कञ्चित् शूद्रं सह भुजिष्यया पीत्वा च मधुमैरेयं मदाघूर्णितनेत्रया मत्तया विश्लथनिव्या व्यपेतं निरपत्रपम् क्रीडन्तमनुगायन्तम् हसन्तं नयनान्तिके एकदासो वनं यातः पितृसन्देशकृद्विज आदाय तत आवृत्तः फलपुष्पसमित्कुशान् ददर्श कामिनं कञ्चित् शूद्रं सह भुजिष्यया पीत्वा च मधुरमैरेव मदाघूर्णितनेत्रया मत्तया विश्लथन्निव्या व्यपेतं निरपत्रपम् क्रीडन्तम् अनुगायन्तं हसन्तं नयनान्तिके एकदासो वनं यातः पितृसन्देशकृद्विज आदाय तत आवृत्तः फलपुष्पसमित्कुशान् ददर्श कामिनं कञ्चित् शूद्रं स भुजिष्यया पीत्वा च मधुमैरेयं मदाघूर्णितनेत्रया मत्तया विश्लथन्निव्या व्यपेतं निरपत्रपम् क्रीडन्तम् अनुगायन्तं हसन्तं नयान्तिके
एकदाशो वनं याता पितृसन्देशकृद्विजा आदाय तथावृत्त फलपुष्पसमित्कुशान् ददर्श कामिनं कञ्चित् शूद्रं स भुजिष्यया पीत्वा च मधुमैरेयं मदाघूर्णितनेत्रया मत्तया विश्लथन्निव्या व्यपेतं निरपत्रपम् क्रीडन्तम् अनुगायन्तम् हसन्तं नयान्तिके एकदासो वनं याता पितृसन्देशकृद्विजा फलपुष्पसमित्कुशान् ददर्श कञ्चित् शूद्रं स भुजिष्यया पीत्वा च मधुमैरेयं मदाघूर्णितनेत्रया मदाभूनितनिश्चया मदाभूनितनिश्चया मत्या विश्लकन्दिव्या मत्या विश्लकन्दिव्या व्यतितं निपत्रपं व्यतितं निपत्रपं क्रीडन्तमनुगायन्तं हसन्तं मन्यातिके
Ekada, once upon a time. Asau, this Ajamila, Vanam Yataha, went to the forest. Pitra, of his father. Sandesha, the order. Krit, carrying out. Dijaha, the Brahmana. Adaya, collecting. Tataha, from the forest. Avruttaha, returning. Phalapushpa, fruits and flowers. Samit Kushan, two kinds of grass, known as Samit and Kusha. Dadarsha, saw. Kaminam, very lusty. Kanchit, someone. Shudram, a fourth class man. A Shudra. Saha, along with. Bhujishaya, an ordinary maid servant or prostitute. Pitva, after drinking. Cha, also. Madhu, nectar. Maireyam, made of soma flower. Mada, by intoxication. Agurnita, moving. Netraya, her eyes. Mataya, intoxicated. Vasli Tat, Nivya, Vishlatat Nivya, whose dress was slackened. Vyapetam, fallen from proper behavior. Nirapatrapam, without fear of public opinion. Kridantam, engage in enjoyment. Anugayantam, singing. Hasantam, smiling. Anaya, with her. Antike, close by. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Once this Brahmana Ajamil, following the order of his father, went to the forest to collect fruits, flowers and two kinds of grass called Samit and Kusha. On the way home, he came upon a Shudra, a very lusty fourth class man who was shamelessly embracing and kissing a prostitute. A Shudra was smiling, singing and enjoying as if this were proper behavior. Both the Shudra and the prostitute were drunk. The prostitute's eyes were rolling in intoxication and her dress had become loose. Such was the condition in which Ajamil saw them. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. While travelling along the public way, Ajamil came upon a fourth class man and a prostitute who are vividly described here. Drunkenness was sometimes manifest even in bygone ages, although not very frequently. In this age of Kali, however, such sin is to be seen everywhere. For people all over the world have become shameless long ago when he saw the scene of the drunken Shudra and prostitute Ajamila, who was a perfect brahmachari, was affected. Nowadays, since such scene is visible in so many places, and we must consider the position of brahmachari student who sees such behavior. For such a brahmachari to remain steady is very difficult unless he is extremely strong in following regulatory principles. Nonetheless, if one takes to Krishna consciousness very seriously, he can withstand the provocation created by sin. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we prohibit illicit sex, intoxication, and meat eating and gambling. In Kali Yuga, a drunk, half-naked woman embracing a drunk man is very common sight, especially in Western countries. And restraining oneself after seeing such things is very difficult. Nevertheless, if by the grace of Krishna one adheres to the regulatory principles and chants the Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna will certainly protect him. Indeed, Krishna says that his devotees never vanquish. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashati. Therefore, all the disciples practicing Krishna consciousness should obediently follow the regulatory principles and remain fixed in chanting the holy name of the Lord. Then there need no fear. Then there need be no fear. Otherwise, one's position is very dangerous, especially in this age, in this Kali Yuga. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं द्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने तुषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये सचलनिवासाय नित्याय वरदमणिमये ते नमः पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hands नहीं आने का कब है बाकी ये क्या कौन है कोई तो इंग्लिश चल रहा है इंग्लिश और कोई हैंड से जैसे देख रहे हैं हैंड कार्ड यहाँ चिट्ठी इस पे नहीं है चिट्ठी
लीजिए उठा लीजिए नीचे से ले लीजिए तो इसके नीचे से भी ले लीजिएगा नीचे घुसते ही होगी तो
क्या देने से बुधवार भागवतम का हिंदी होता है So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 1, text number 58 to 60. Once this Brahman Ajamil, following the order of his father, went to the forest to collect fruit, flowers and two kinds of grass, called Samit and Kusha. On the way home, he came upon a Shudra, a very lusty fourth-class man who was shamelessly embracing and kissing a prostitute. Shudra was smiling, singing and enjoying as if this were proper behavior. Both the Shudra and the prostitute were drunk. The prostitute's eyes were rolling in intoxication and her race had become loose. Such was the condition in which Ajamila saw them. So this is a long back, not like today's. Prabhupada said in those times such public drinking was not, it was very rare. In material world, this attraction for man and woman is a basic attraction between man and woman is a basic principle of material existence. पुंस स्त्रिय मिथुनि भावमेतम. भागवतम 5th canto. कौन सा श्लोक आता है? पुंस स्त्री मिथुनि भाव. हाँ, 5.5.8. The attraction between male and female is a basic principle of material existence. On the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of male and female, one becomes attached to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases life's illusion and thinks in terms of I and mine. This is the teachings of Maharaj Vrishabdev to his children. Maharaj Vrishabdev is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, Avatar. So he is telling his children, one of the child was Bharat Maharaj, because of whom the name comes Bharat. This land is called Bharat, because the eldest of the children was Bharat. So he is saying that this is a basic principle of material existence. Attraction between the man and woman, or the male and female. And this you will find in every species. Yes, animals, birds, reptiles, insects, everywhere you will find. Aquatics. Male get attracted to the female, female get attracted to the male. Purport. Prabhupada is saying, the sex serves as a natural attraction between man and woman, and when they are married, their relationship becomes more involved. Due to the entangling relationship between man and woman, there is a sense of illusion whereby one thinks this man is my husband or this woman is my wife. This is called Hridaya Granthi, the hard knot in the heart. This knot is very difficult to undo. Even though a man and woman separate either for the principle of varnashram or simply to get divorce, in any case, the man always thinks of woman and the woman always thinks of man. Thus a person becomes materially attached to family, property and children, although all of these are temporary. The possessor unfortunately identifies with his property and wealth. Sometimes even after renunciation one becomes attached to a temple or few things that constitute the property of a sannyasi. But such attachment is not as strong as family attachment. The attachment to the family is strongest illusion. In the Satya Samhita, it is stated, Brahmadya Yangya Valkadya Muchante Stri Sahayanaha Bodhyante Kechanaitesham Vishesham Cha Vidu. Sometimes it is found amongst exalted personages like Lord Brahma that the wife and children are not the cause of bondage. On the contrary, the wife actually helps further spiritual life and liberation. Nonetheless, most people are bound by the knots of marital relationship and consequently they forget their relationship with Krishna. Next sloka also says that यदा मनो हृदय ग्रंथिरस्य कर्मानुबद्धो दृढ़ आश्लितेत सदा जनः संपरिवर्ते तस्मात् मुक्तः परम यात्यतिहाय हेतुम. When the strong knot in the heart of a person implicated in the material life due to the result of the past action is slackened, one turns away from his attachment to home, wife, and children. In this way, one gives up the basic principle of illusion, I and mine, and becomes liberated. Thus, one goes to transcendental world. Purport: when by associating with sadhus and engaging in devotional service, one gradually freed from material conception due to knowledge, practice, and detachment, the knot of attachment in the heart is slackened. Thus, one can get freed from conditional life and become eligible to return back home, back to Godhead. So, this material world is a place where everyone practically is in illusion. What is the illusion? First, identifying with this body. The soul, which is there in the heart, this body is just a machine. It's a man's body or woman's body or any body. It's made up of the material elements, and the soul is spiritual. We, actually, our identity is spirit souls, which is eternal, beautiful, the real beauty, everlasting beauty, not like the beauty of this material world, which is faded after in the course of time, old age and death. Everlasting beauty. The soul has its own spiritual body. Spiritual form. But one is trapped into this body, bodily machine, created by the Maya, and try to enjoy through this machine. He forgets his own identity as spirit soul. And then one is undergoing all these experiences, life after life, old age, disease, death, and rebirth again and again. But everything in this material world has a nature of creation and destruction. The soul also undergoes the experience of birth and death, and then sufferings of old age and diseases. The same soul which is supposed to always live happy, Sachidanand, makes his life miserable unnecessarily. Unnecessarily, it is not required. This material body is not required. Now, in today's world, you can see also how, in the name of facilities, we have made our life miserable by using so many gadgets around us. Or these mobile phones. We thought it is very good to fast communicate. But has it resulted into something happening good in life of the people in the real sense? Very little. Little benefits, but so many problems. And people's minds are more now disturbed. Already Kali Yuga people's minds are disturbed. Every time we are getting disturbed now, more. People anytime they call and they expect us to respond. and then sometimes people talk on phones, and then they pick up quarrels over the issues, because phone communication is very, very difficult. You don't see the person. Writing the mails also. Previously, writing the mails was good amount of task. I was hearing today morning, Radhanath Swami Maharaj was speaking in Srirangam about this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking about Gopal Bhatta Goswami and Rup Sanatan. After many, many years, he had come to Srirangam, and then he was in Puri. What happened to Gopal Bhatta? Because he had instructed Gopal Bhatta, that who was actually son of a Pujari of Srirangam temple, Venkat Bhatta's son. And Mahaprabhu stayed there for 4 months, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami was so much attached to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a small boy. And he wanted to be with Mahaprabhu. Actually, he realized that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. He got that vision also. And then Mahaprabhu said that, now you continue serving your parents because they are pure devotees of Lakshmi Narayan. And by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they also actually became devotee of Krishna. So he said, you stay with them. And he said, remain detached from this world. Don't get married. After their departure, then you go to Vrindavan and meet Rup Sanatan there. So that was given order, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always thinking about Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And just he was thinking, a messenger came from Vrindavan carrying the message of Rup Sanatan. And those times, messenger means if you want to send a letter, a message, it was, you have to catch some person. First of all, you have to make the palm leaf ready. It's a lot of processing. And you write a message on palm leaf. And then you arrange a person to travel thousands of kilometers. Very difficult task to send one message. Nowadays, we have just click button. And you can send thousands of miles away message. But those times, to do all this processing and everything, so much thinking, what I am going to write, and how it will be received other end. You are meditating on it, thinking a lot. But nowadays people just, whatever their mind emotions, just write it down and just send it, and then they lament, why did I send it later on? Quick messages, act like sharp arrows sometimes, creating so much of trouble for other person and getting so many problems, complications in lives of the people. We think our life has become easy, but actually it has become more miserable. All this internet, if you go and see, most people use. How much Krishna conscious stuff is there? How much percentage? Most of the times, lot of criticism, blasphemy, such thing goes on in many sides. People who have little faith also, their faith get lost when they are absorbed, trying to surf so many things from internet. I have seen people who have come to Krishna consciousness through internet. They are unable to accept Vaishnavas in their lives because they have heard or read a lot of negativity about them. They are not able to put faith. They may practice Krishna consciousness, but their faith has been destroyed by such criticism in their lives. So most of this stuff is not conducive for Krishna consciousness. And Too much of communication has made people lose respect for each other. They are not able to uh, understand the other person's freedom. Anytime they want, person should pick up the phone, respond to my messages quickly. Otherwise, people feel offended. So too much disturbed already Kali Yuga people are, and this has added more disturbance now. They cannot sit peacefully at one place and think about life. So many distractions. What is happening in the world? Mode of passion and ignorance already is so much rampant, and these are very, very powerful, empowered devices to further inject that passion and ignorance in our lives. We think that by using these gadgets we can do great thing in this world. But because everybody is using against each other these things, what great things we are doing. Srila Prabhupada was managing this worldwide mission, 108 temples, started single-handedly through letters. Those times there these things were available, not mobile, but there were some machines were available. Prabhupada didn't like it. Prabhupada didn't like telephone also. Because telephone was, Prabhupada said, I just paid some $40 and next day phone came to my room. Somebody would suggested that we should have a phone. Those time in India, to get a phone, you have to wait for a couple of years after you register for that. And if you want little faster, then you have to pay bribe, Prabhupada said, $5,000, $6,000 rupees. It was not very common in India to get a phone. And then Prabhupada got it very fast, quickly. And Prabhupada said, but after that my life became more disturbed. Every time people are calling me. Sometimes at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the night. Cling, cling. Swamiji, how are you? Prabhupada said, it's just time to ask. I am sorry. Not one day, every day phones were coming like that, any time in the night. Prabhupada said, I was so disturbed, my other services, I just told this, take this phone out. Removed the phone. And another time, somebody suggested Prabhupada that we can have a telex machine all over our ISKCON temples. And telex machine was a machine you put like at a fax machine in one temple, and you can send message to another temple. We have telex machine immediately. It was working through like telephone lines, fast communication, and then they have to take printout from there. Send it from here, type message, electronics message. It was taken out from somewhere else. And Prabhupada was given this idea by one devotee that we'll have fast communication and we can do a lot of preaching by this. Prabhupada said, no, what you will do is more prajalpa by this. Prajalpa means unnecessary talks, unnecessary things, communication. So you can see how much fruitful, which is really making us Krishna conscious, we are having by using all these WhatsApps and Facebook, and how much a disturbance it is creating to our mind. How much restlessness people are becoming. But still, in spite of that, people are attached to it also. They are not able to give up. If you ask somebody to fast 1 day from mobile or 2 days from mobile, keep mobile aside. They will not be able to do. Few hours also. Many people have difficulties. So the thing which is causing us so much trouble, everybody realizes, but still they are not able to give it up. And that's what exactly our body is also. This body is so miserably, life after life we are suffering. But we don't want to be without this body, material body. We don't want to get our spiritual body back, or our real life back. We become attached to this body, and the bodily, our byproducts, our family members, children, grandchildren, and so many other our possessions and the positions in this material world. And everyone know at one point of time, thak, everything will be taken out from us. Such miserable situation. When death comes, you have to drop down everything. Your mobile phone, your bank balance, your house, your wife, children, grandchildren, whoever is, everything has to be one stroke. So therefore, previously people were told to practice some austerities. Okay, fast from the food, give away your charity, give away your wealth, because at the time of death everything will be taken away. So to prepare for that, these all things were told. Before one dies, take to Vanaprastha, get rid of the household activities, and take to the full service of Krishna. Live in the forest, Vanaprastha. So why? This was a preparation before death comes. Otherwise, death will be very, very miserable experience. Because one point of time, one shot, everything has to be lived. But this is not just living, but to get attached to Krishna more. By practicing spiritual life, it is not just saying no to the things, saying yes to the right things. Eternal life, kingdom of God, preparing to go back to that place. That was a Vedic life. Even 25 years of life, he practiced brahmacharya, living in the Guru's place without any proprietorship. Guru is a person, Krishna is a person who is proprietor. I am just a menial servant. No possessions. Even if you are son of a king, you live very simple life. Just centered around service to Guru and Krishna and Vaishnavas. Life of detachment. 25 years, those who are wanting to enter into Grihastha life, for concession was given for them. Otherwise, they can continue as a brahmachari till the end of life, sannyas. Those who are not able to live without, then they take household life. But then, that also was Krishna centered. Relationship between man and woman only for helping each other for Krishna's service, not for economic development, not for just sex, just to produce children so that they can be trained into Krishna consciousness. And then after the age of 50, then what? Husband and wife, they give up their family life, preparing for now the next stage of life. Before death occurs, you voluntarily give it up. Vanaprastha life means to serve Krishna fully. Because after the age of 50, one is not considered responsible for the family. Now people have their self-created duties. They want to take care of my house, my property, my money, my family, till the fag end of their lives. It's my duty. Duty has to be assigned by somebody. It's not that I can create my own duty. Who is assigning duty? Duty is assigned by the Vedas, by Krishna. God assigns the duty. The first and foremost duty of every human life is to practice Krishna consciousness and go back to God. That is the first duty. Somebody wants to do other duties, then that is told, okay, you can do this particular thing, but in this way. Take care of your family till the age of 50. After that, you are not responsible. You are responsible for more, for spiritual practices focused. And then Vanaprastha life, another 25 years, husband and wife stay together without any husband-wife relationship. They just are acting to serve Krishna. No more husband-wife relationships. And then 75, husband takes sannyas and wife continues under the protection of her son. That's how she practices Krishna consciousness in the association of devotees. So it is very systematically designed life to make a person free from all the miseries of life forever. No more death again. No more again old age, no more disease. Get rid of all these problems. Every life we are having the same problems. But little pleasure of Maya, offered by Maya, we just forget all these things. We forget that death is going to come. We forget old age sufferings, diseases. We have had so many diseases. Now the COVID, everybody was scared. So much scared people were at that time. Anytime anybody can get COVID and die. I heard in IIT some of the people living in IIT were not coming on the terrace in the balcony also at that time. Because they were thought in the beginning COVID spread through the air. So they were afraid of coming in the balcony also. They were inside rooms locked. But now we have forgotten about it. We forgot. I was saved. But what is safety in this material world? No safety. So people want to forget the realities. That is illusion. Illusion means whatever reality we have already forgotten, that I am spirit soul, we have accepted this material body as a reality. We have accepted this mobiles and various things as our needs. Without that you cannot live. 20 years back everybody was living without mobiles. Now cannot live. What has made a difference? So similarly, before coming to this material world, we were living without this material body. We had our own spiritual body. But because our mind has been contaminated, conscience has been contaminated with greed and lust, we are forced to accept these material bodies, life after life. And every time we quit this material life, material body, with so many material desires for sense gratification, money, property, fame of this world, then again we have to accept another body because of these desires which are cultivating. Spiritual life means becoming free from all such desires and only develop desire to serve Krishna selflessly with love. When these desires are awakening in the heart, loving service to Lord Krishna, then you no longer has to accept this material body again. One spiritual body will be revived back. The devotee means he has no other desires. Now we have so many desires born out of this greed and lust. And therefore it is said here that even though Ajamila was practicing such a pure life, but he still had desires in his heart which are not completely purified. So as long as our heart is not purified, one has to be very, very alert. Ajamila was living such a pure life. He was married. It was not he was not married. He had his wife, chaste wife, he had a good father, mother. Still he was attracted to this prostitute. So this is a basic principle of material existence. Attraction between man and woman. And it's not married person has no problems. A married person also get attracted to another woman. This is a very common thing. So unless one is practicing Krishna consciousness, it is not possible to get rid of this attraction. And how long this attraction will go on? It will go on. After this life also will go on. Birbal and Akbar had arguments. Akbar told that no, after a person becomes old, there will be no attraction. Lust will not be there. Birbal said no. Till the end of one life, this lust will, and it will continue next life also. Life after life. Otherwise, why there is attraction between birds also? Immediately male bird sees female, female sees male, they come together. They don't go in education to learn all these things. Because every conditioned soul has this attachment. These four things are very attractive for conditioned soul. Illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. And out of that, this attraction for male female is very, very strong. In other species of life, you don't have these other things much. You don't find. You don't have gambling and meat eating. Meat eating is there, some species. Intoxications, but this attachment will be very strong for the opposite sex. Hmm. And as long as it is there, one will be disturbed by seeing such attractions, such scenes. So therefore, one should be very cautious not to see such things. For brahmacharis, it is prohibited to see such kind of scenery. Not only human beings, even amongst animals, he should not see. It is said like that. Animals mating also can disturb. Like Shaubari Muni saw fish mating, and he was disturbed. You So this impurity in the mind is already there, and because of this impurity, our mind becomes disturbed. So on one side, we have to practice Krishna consciousness nicely, and the other side, you have to avoid such things also. Both things should be done. Simply avoiding will not work. But by strong Krishna consciousness, slowly, slowly our mind is purified. Then all these impressions will go away, and then one will not be disturbed. Prabhupada went to saw all such pictures there. In hippies, what is hippies? You'll find them having sex life on this middle of street also. But Prabhupada is Mahabhagavat Vaishnava. He was not disturbed. He was feeling compassion on them. Once one Prabhupada disciple was telling that Prabhupada was going in a car, and the car driver was asking Prabhupada, "Who are you and why you come?" Prabhupada said, my name is Bhaktivedanta Swami, coming from India. So he asked, "What is the meaning of Swami?" The Swami means one who has controlled his senses and mind. The Swami. So he asked, "What does it mean?" Prabhupada says, "You put me in the midst of 50 women, uh, in the presence of so many women, I will not be disturbed." Prabhupada said. The person was looking at him, looking with eyes. So Prabhupada could say it confidently, "I will not be disturbed even if I am put in the such situation." Young woman, Prabhupada said. So that is the meaning of Mahabhagavat Vaishnava. No lust. Haridas Thakur, when the prostitutes came to him, to Aliyur, she was one of the most beautiful lady, Lakshihira. Another time the Mayadevi herself came, and he said that even Brahma's mind could have been disturbed. Brahma's mind would have been disturbed. Brahma, you can understand, who creates all the species. What is the beauty of Brahma? And what is the things what he creates? All the demigods are created by him. So even Brahma, like generally said that those who are demigods, they will not be attracted by these heavenly ladies or men, because their beauty is so high class. The earthly beauty is considered the low class. Just like we don't get attracted to any other low, ugly people. Well, cultured person will not get attracted so much by the beauty of the some Adivasis living in the forest people. So heavenly people, they see earthly bodies as just like we see cockroaches. We don't get attracted by male cockroach or female cockroach, but female cockroach get attracted so much, become intoxicated completely. You know? In the eyes of the female cockroach, a male cockroach may be having his, what do you call this, special coming out. Na? So something may be attractive that. But what is attractive for the human beings? We just don't like to see cockroach. But they become intoxicated by that beauty. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So the cockroach feels beautiful by seeing the male. Female becomes intoxicated. Male becomes intoxicated by seeing the female. So similarly, heavenly bodies, they don't feel much attraction to these earthly bodies because there is no much beauty compared to the heavenly beauties. Apsaras, this Menaka and what is uh, Ramba and Urvashis, they are very, very beautiful ladies. Hmm. And similarly, the demigods also are like Indra and others are very, very beautiful personalities. So, who has created these demigods, Brahma? How much is his beauty? And it is said that this Maya Devi came to Haridas Thakur, she was more beautiful than anybody else. That even Brahma's mind could have been agitated by seeing her. And Haridas Thakur was not at all affected by it with lust. Rather, he felt compassion because he was relishing so much happiness in Krishna consciousness that this didn't disturb his mind. The spiritual life is not just saying no to the Maya, but yes to Krishna, by which automatically Maya will go away. Mameva yaparpadyante maya metam tarantite. Therefore, Prabhupada is writing, nevertheless, if one takes to Krishna consciousness very seriously, he can withstand the provocation created by sin. Sometimes people say, oh, what to do, it's Kali Yuga, nobody is going to be pure, then why I have to be so careful? Let me try to enjoy also. Anyway, everybody is fallen. No. Then we are going to put ourselves in a more miserable situation. Everybody is miserable, doesn't mean I have to be miserable also. Rather, one should think, what is the solution? Solution is this, Prabhupada is saying. One has to become serious in Krishna consciousness. Our Krishna consciousness movement prohibits this illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating and gambling. In Kali Yuga, a drunk, half-naked woman embracing a drunk man is very common sight, especially in the Western countries. And restraining oneself after seeing such things is very difficult. Nevertheless, if by the grace of Krishna one adheres to the regulative principles and chant Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna will certainly protect us, him. So one Prabhupada disciple who taught us Bhagavad Gita, he was telling that somebody asked, because he was in London, he stayed in London long maximum time. He said once, I think next day of Janmashtami or something like this, he said, I was driving a car and I saw one lady going in the street. And he said her only dress was a purse holding. Like that you'll find some pictures. Prabhupada saying naked or half naked women. So, but still, such devotees, because of their strong Krishna consciousness, they could say no to such allurements and they can withstand such situations. Some devotees used to go to preach to rainbow gatherings. Rainbow gatherings means that people will find a class of all hippies, hippies will come. Some hippies, a group of hippies come, they don't dress themselves. They think it should have to be natural. So they are also the group of the hippies. Those who don't dress, neither man or nor woman, they don't dress. They live like that. So such kind of people America has. And some of these people came to join Srila Prabhupada. They became free from those groups. Understanding what they were doing was animalistic. Then they became devotees. So Prabhupada, as you can understand, Mahabhagavat Vaishnava delivered so many kinds of people like that. So, by grace of Krishna, one adheres to the regulative principles and chant Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna will certainly protect him. Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. But in order to, first of all, we have to understand what is the problem. And then one has to sincerely pray for protection. If one doesn't understand only what is problem, Bhagavatam is saying the real problem is this. These impressions are there life after life we are carrying. The Vedic life means to restrain this relationship between man and woman. They stay separate. Even in the family life also previously there were joint families and the man and woman would not be there much together. Only for specific times. There Andarwadis and Baharwadis. Andarwadis all ladies would stay. Baharwadis all men would stay. So there was always a separation. Vedic life means a separation between man and woman. And 3/4 brahmacharya, vanaprastha and sannyas. There is no question of man and woman uniting. Only in grahastha life under specific regulations only for procreating children there was. Otherwise the whole Vedic life was focusing on becoming spiritually advanced. And by this more and more free mixing what is happening, people are more and more getting entangled into the bodily conception of life. Because Bhagavatam says clearly that this attraction between man and woman is a basic principle of material existence, and from there it gives all these things. What happens is the attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence, and on the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. So, more this attraction is stronger, or this knot becomes stronger, then one becomes attached to the home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases the life's illusion and thinks in terms of I and mine. Aham mameti. Aham means I am this body and this house, my property, my family members, my relatives, and everything, they belong to me. Such strong conceptions person carries. Although at one point of time he has to leave everything, still one imagines all these things belong to me. So I and my, aham mameti, mama iti means it is mine. Why mine? Because of bodily relationship. I am the body. And through this body we have got all these things accumulated. When this body is taken away, all those connections are finished. So if one is free from bodily conception life, then all these attachments also will naturally be slackened. One's dependence on all these things also will be slackened. And that's bodily identification is I am man, I am woman, I am this, I am that, engineer, doctor, I am Maharashtrian, I am Gujarati, I am Marwadi, whatever is, These are all bodily conception of life. Although we belong to the kingdom of God, spiritual world, Golak Vrindavan. The first is body designation. Through that we have got so many designations. We all can understand. Somebody is from our language, we feel very special attachment for them. He's from Maharashtra, oh, he's from my place. Among Maharashtrian people fight, but when they go out, oh, he's from Maharashtra. And from Maharashtra, from my particular district, then you have again special attachment for them. And my particular village or town, in town people fight so much among themselves. But you see other person from my same village, town, then you have got special attraction. Then my family, another attachment. In family also they fight. But this attachment is why I-centered. I am like this. I am Indian. I am Maharashtrian. I am from Pune. I am from this family. I, everywhere I. And this my family, and my home, my district, my this. So Bhagavatam says aham mameti. This is a basic principle of all our material existence. I and my. Hmm. In this way, one increases life's illusions and thinks in terms of I and mine. So, unless it is utilized in Krishna's service, 100%, it will not leave us. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Manas deha geha jo kuch mor arpilu tuya pade nanda kishore. My body, my mind, my house, my everything, my relatives, if I am considering they are my, then I have to use in Krishna's service them, engage them in Krishna's service. Otherwise, they will become cause of trouble in one's life. Either by giving us troubles directly in this life, or when you have to quit this body at the time. Attachment will give troubles. When they are engaged in service of Krishna, then they also become liberated. We also become liberated by that. Otherwise, both cause entanglement for each other. Prabhupada said, man is good, woman is good. But when they are mixing together for sense gratification, then there are troubles. When they are engaged both in Krishna's service, selflessly, helping each other, then they become free from this material existence, as mentioned by Prabhupada in this purport. So by Krishna's service, only this will be given up. Krishna says in other place that before we quit this body, one has to give up this lust. Shaknoti hai ye sodum prakshari vimokshanat. Kama krodastata vegam. Kama krodat bhavat vegam. One has to give up this kama and krodha before quitting this body. This is possible only by Krishna consciousness. It will not go away like that just by the age. One has to sincerely practice Krishna consciousness, and especially serving, chanting, hearing about Krishna and serving Krishna. These are the basic, most important, vital activities in Krishna consciousness, Shravanam Kirtanam. And when Shravanam Kirtanam is not happening properly, then our attraction for this worldly news will be always more. What is happening in the world? Politics, sports, and business world, and movie world, and wars. There will be very, very titillating news. All the same thing going on. What is new thing about it? News they say, but nothing is new. The same old things. You know? Prabhupada said, same old wine in a new bottle. Some people died some accident, somebody did some scandal, somebody did some affair, somebody had a fight. Same things are there. Different name change, that's all. Otherwise, if you see the whole news is the same chunk. Eating, meeting, sleeping and defending. How people are doing that. That only you discuss about it. But this will be appearing very, very titillating to the conditioned mind. And one keep on chewing the same thing we have chewed so many times. Punah punah charvita charvananam. And the Bhagavatam message, it's a real juice coming from the kingdom of God. We feel bored. Arey, what is this? I know it about Krishna. I know about this. I know about this. And what we are hearing is, we have heard it so many times, the same things. News. Worldly news. Essence of all the news, what? How people are eating nicely, or whatever eating. They're sleeping, having sex life, and how they are fighting. Anything else is in the news? All the news you can categorize into these four activities. Because we are attracted to these activities, the news also becomes appealing to our hearts. If you are attracted to devotional service, then Bhagavatam things will be very attached. One can go on hearing again and again, because it's actually the news, something fresh coming from the spiritual world. Nava Navayaman. Krishna is not old person. He is Navayavanam. So always. To connect to Krishna in our consciousness, Krishna consciousness will never appear boring. Every same mantra apparently will give a newer experience in our lives. Nava Nava Rasadhamni. Yamunacharya says that since the time my mind is attached to Krishna, I am experiencing newer and newer mellows at every moment. And I am so much happy with this. Yamunacharya is saying that when a thought about sex life comes, women, he said, I feel disgusted with that thought. This is Yamunacharya's experience, one of the great Acharya who lived in Srirangam for a long time, before Ramanujacharya. He says that Krishna consciousness, I am experiencing such great pleasure, happiness. And earlier he was a king. He was having so much wealth. From the age of 5, he was a king. And he was a very powerful king. He had such huge wealth, queens and everything was there. But later on he became devotee, completely renouncing everything. Then he says this experience of Krishna consciousness is a newer and newer experience at every moment. And just to compare, he compares it. The greatest pleasure of this world is attraction between male and female. He said that appears very disgusting. Not such a great pleasure. So we can understand what Krishna consciousness is from the experiences of such great souls. We may not be on that platform, but we can just appreciate. At least, yes. And this we can see through the eyes of Bhagavatam and scriptures. This is actually cause of all troubles. As mentioned by Rishabdev Maharaj and so many other saintly people. Kapil Muni also explains the same things into Devavati, same things. Yes. Attraction for man and woman, for woman, man and woman is a basic principle created by the Maya. So it's just this, the power of my Maya is how the man become attracted to woman and woman become attracted to man. And this continues life after life, this attraction. And when you get attracted to Krishna, then this one can get rid of this. So therefore, because Kali Yuga is a time of all disturbances, contaminations, one has to take firm shelter of Krishna by chanting his names. And then only all those impressions, these impressions are there. That's why this attachment is there. These impressions of the mind are there. Just like a person who has got some intoxication, attachment to intoxication, the impressions are there in his heart. That impression is not just a memory. Impressions is that attachment to the enjoyment of those pleasures. They are deep-rooted. And because of that attachment is there, those impressions are there. There is a natural attraction for those things. And that's why the Ajamila was disturbed. Because he was not yet fully purified. So, Krishna consciousness can remove those impressions out. That is the only way. By begging to Krishna, by praying to Krishna, my dear Lord, I want to become free from this. And then we actually become free. A real sense. Happiness, what we are looking for, peace will come. But unfortunately, in today's world, instead of becoming free from that, it is to increase further attachment, to add more dirt into our hearts. This is the whole propaganda. Everyone talks about it. Everyone is endeavoring for it practically. And that's why when somebody is talking about it, then people feel, oh, he's our enemy. Why is talking about these things? Not people will appreciate, especially those who are completely absorbed in this in illusion, and they don't want to leave the illusion. The devotees will always be considered them by enemy, their enemies. These people are against economic development, they are against sense gratification, they are again against this meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication. Most of the companies, factories are working on these principles, producing these things for facilitating the meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication. You can see maximum the products, whatever they are producing, is to promote these activities. Prabhupada said, when I went to America, I said, don't do these activities. He said, if they knew me before my mission, Americans would have killed me before. Why? I shook the whole civilization. It's not so easy. So many people getting transformed and becoming devotees was a big threat to the American culture. Once the President of America announced in a parliament that this one meal in the parliament will be vegetarian food. Only once he announced that, one of the presidents. And one of the meals served in the parliament meeting will be vegetarian food, not non-veg food. And he had to take back his decision, because all the companies which are producing meat, they pressurize him so much. Because by doing that act, so many people will stop eating meat and their whole business will go down. That's that felt. So many people are involved into this, cricket gambling through this, what is called? Dream 11 and so many others. So many years it took for them to accept this gambling. Although everybody knows it is gambling. So many years it took. Now they have again court case going on. And it will go on again back and forth. Crores of rupees people are spending gambling. And needless to say about illicit sex, so much propagation through all these pornographies and all these different advertisement, putting pictures of man and woman attracting, simply promoting this illicit sex. Movies, nobody is censoring now. Whatever is they are showing, wherever they can earn money more, they are doing all these things. So the whole civilization, Srila Prabhupada actually shook. Prabhupada said, if they knew earlier my mission, they would have. But I went like a needle, Prabhupada said, and came out like a plow. By the time they realized, it was too late for them to, find out who is the source. And what is the use of, so many people had taken up to Krishna consciousness. But then, this is a real liberation. All these activities are making people die again and again, suffer. Old age, this is that, and in this life also, so much minds are disturbed by all these activities. Real liberation, happiness, what Prabhupada is offering. First of all, they have to realize this is what is they are looking for. Illusion is such a thing that some people don't want to get up from their sleep. But somebody is fortunate that he understands that I am suffering. A very fortunate person. He wants to find out solution. Otherwise, people just want to live in illusion. Oh, let us see. Some little pleasure is getting, and they're happy that I have this, I have that, I have possessed so much property, I have so much people who love me, I have this security system with me, I have all this is how long it will go on. And with all these sufferings, a person is somehow or other go on. But Prabhupada said, how long will go on? It will be taken away. So real intelligent person means he can see the things and then he prepares for it. To prepares for the going back to the Vaikuntha. Accept the facts and work for the solution. Not remain in illusion. जीव जागो गौरचंद्र बोले कोटो निद्रा जागो माया पिशाचर कोले. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming and asking, Jiva, get up, don't sleep on this illusion. Maya, she is going to cut your throat. Maya, get up from this sleep. And I have got special medicine for you for relieving from this illusion is Hare Krishna mantra. याची औषधि माया नाशी बार लागे, माया नाश करने वाली औषधि लेके आया हूँ मैं. हरे नाम, हरे कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So therefore it is said that one who is getting sometimes, Maya is attacking, loudly chant. Bhaktivinoda Thakur told that. That's why you should be in the association of devotees. Because in the association of non-devotees, you cannot chant loudly there. You have to chant silently. Nobody is able to. Devotee association call out loudly, Hare Krishna mantra. Or he said, call out the name of Prabhupada or your spiritual master. Maya will disappear. Loud chanting their names. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So tomorrow we are going to Srirangam, very, very holy place. And devotees can pray that we are able to be in yatra with right consciousness, and we receive the mercy of Holy Dham and the great devotees who have been associating with that place. And in such a mood, what Srila Prabhupada has taught us, carrying the same mood, we go for yatra. Hari Bol. Thank you.